Big changes are coming to your TSP in 2026. If you're a federal employee in your 50s or 60s and you're putting extra money into your TSP plan, 2026 is going to change how that money gets taxed. One line on your 2025 W-2 will decide whether your extra TSP savings are forced into Roth. That can quietly raise your tax bill or help you build more tax-free money if you use it right. I'm Tom, a fee-only retirement planner, and today we're going to look at what these new TSP rules really mean for your retirement. Here's what we'll do today. First, I'll show you how traditional and Roth TSP actually work. Second, we'll walk through the two big rule changes coming in 2026. Third, I'll run a couple of simple number examples so you can see the impact. And fourth, I'll show you what this means for your plan and what I'd do in your shoes. First, let's start simple. Inside the TSP, you really have two buckets, traditional TSP and Roth TSP. The traditional TSP side works like this. You put money in, you skip tax on that money today, it grows over time, and later when you pull money out, every dollar is taxed as income. That includes the money you put in and all the growth. Roth TSP is the flip side of that. You earn the money, you pay income tax on it now, then you put it into the Roth TSP. It grows over time, and if you follow the rules, you can pull it out later and pay zero tax on those withdrawals. So in both cases, the money you earn gets taxed once. With traditional, you're saying tax me later. With Roth, you're saying tax me right now. That tax now versus tax later idea is the whole game. Okay, now that we've got the basics, let's talk about what's coming in 2026. There are two big changes hitting the TSP in 2026. Both deal with the Roth side. Change one is the Roth catch-up rule for higher earners. Starting in 2026, if you're age 50 or older and your 2025 wages from your federal job are $150,000 or more, every catch-up dollar you put into the TSP has to go into Roth. Your regular contributions, up to the $24,500 limit, can still be traditional, Roth, or a combination of both. But the extra catch-up contributions on top of that regular $24,500 must be Roth if you're over that $150,000 wage line. Change 2 deals with in-plan Roth conversions. For the first time, the TSP will let you move existing traditional money over to the Roth side in the plan. That's called an in-plan Roth conversion. Whatever amount you move gets added to your income for that year, which means you owe income tax on that amount. And you have to pay that tax from money outside of the TSP with your personal funds. Let's walk through a couple of easy numbers to break this down even further. Starting with our first example, the catch-up rule. So let's say you're age 50 and in 2026 you put $32,500 into your TSP. The first $24,500 is your regular contribution limit. The last $8,000 is your catch-up contribution. If your 2025 federal wages were $140,000 under the 150K line, you can choose where to put the entire $30,500. It could be all traditional, all Roth, or a combination of both. It doesn't matter. If your 2025 wages were $160,000 above the 150K line, here's what happens. You can still pick traditional or Roth for the first $24,500, but the last $8,000 of the catch-up contribution must be Roth. That means $8,000 more of your pay in 2026 is taxed now instead of later. So your paycheck will feel a little bit smaller during the year if you do this. So that's the trade, right? A little less take-home pay now, but more money goes to your Roth for later down the road. Now for our second example, let's look at an in-plan Roth conversion. Let's say you have $500,000 in a traditional TSP. You decide to convert $100,000 of it to the Roth side. Now I know that's a big amount, but let's just use that for this example. The IRS treats that $100,000 like extra income this year. If your tax rate on that slice is about 22%, that's roughly $22,000 of taxes. Now, here's what's really important. The TSP is not going to pull that tax out for you. You have to pay it from money outside of the plan from your bank or any other outside account. So the math can be really powerful. You move more of your savings into the tax-free Roth bucket, but if you convert too much at once or you don't set money aside for that tax bill, you're going to have problems when it comes time next April. Here's why this all matters. When people hear about these changes, they usually do one of two things. Some people ignore it and they change nothing. They keep maxing the TSP, their Catchup quietly shifts to Roth, their paycheck drops, and they only notice when their LES or tax season feels off. Or they see the new convert button and move a big chunk of money without thinking through the tax bill or the impact it can have on Medicare. Other people, they may get scared and just avoid doing the Roth completely. They stay 100% on the traditional side, they feel safe, and then in their 70s, they're shocked by how big their required minimum distributions are and how much taxable income they're forced to take when that time comes. And on top of all of that, tax laws are constantly changing. We don't know exactly what the future tax rates will be, so the game is not to make a perfect guess. The game is to give yourself more options, so you're not locked into just one taxable bucket later on. All right, let's make this a little more real. If you're under the $150,000 wage line in 2025, the catch-up rule probably won't bite you in 2026. You still need to choose between Roth and traditional, but you're not forced into the Roth side for your catch-up contributions. If you're over $150,000 and you're maxing out your TSP, your mix is changing whether you like it or not. Your catch-up dollars will be Roth. That means slightly less take home now, but more tax-free money later. If you live pretty close to your paycheck, you want to know this before it surprises you. If you're close to or already on Medicare, big conversions do more than change your tax return. They can raise your Medicare Part B premiums for a full year 2 years later. That's real monthly cash out of your pocket. A big conversion at the wrong time can add hundreds of dollars per month to your Medicare bill for that year. All of this rolls up into three big questions. How much safe spendable income will you have each month? Will this speed up or delay your retirement date? And will this raise or lower your risk of running out of money or getting hammered by taxes later down the road? So let's turn this from theory into what you actually do with your TSP. Here's what I'd do if I were you. Step 1. When you get your 2025 W-2, find your wage number from your TSP eligible job. If it's over $150,000, assume your 2026 catch-up contributions will be Roth. Write 2026 catch-up equals Roth on that W-2 and stick it in your tax folder. Step 2, set your 2026 TSP mix on purpose. Decide how much in total you want to save. Then decide how much you want in traditional versus the Roth. If keeping your take-home pay higher matters a lot right now, load more traditional into the first $24,500, then let the forced Roth catch-up handle the Roth part. Step 3, do not click the Inplan Roth conversion button on more than a small test amount without a tax plan. If you're curious, a better first question is how much would I convert this year and still stay in my current tax bracket and my current Medicare tier? That's where a tax-aware planner earns their keep. And step 4, if you're not even close to maxing out your TSP yet, forget doing Roth conversions for now. Your job is to get your savings rate up as much as possible and invest that money wisely within the plan. The fancy tax stuff matters most once you have a base set. So big picture, here's how I think about it. You don't escape taxes. You only choose when you pay them and on how much growth. Short-term tax comfort today can turn into long-term tax pain later. And no matter what laws change, no one cares more about your retirement than you do. The TSP can give you tools. It does not take responsibility for how you use them. That part is obviously on us. If this helped and you want to go deeper, in this video, I show you how to stack your pension, the FERS supplement, the TSP, Social Security, and FEHB Medicare so your income doesn't dip when you retire. So thank you for watching. Check this video out and I'll see you over there.